Okay, we're going to dividing a polynomial by binomial. Which actually this would work with any two polynomials. Doesn't even have to be a binomial. But we're going to take the first expression. It's going to be our divisor, going to go inside the division sign. Our dividend. And then our divisor, the second expression, is going to come out here. Now, if you were doing a long division problem, the first step would be to divide. So we're going to take the first term, divide it by the first term, x squared divided by x is x. The next step you would do in a long division problem is multiply. But you have to multiply the whole divisor, or distribute. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 7 is minus 7x. After you multiply in a long division problem, you subtract, which also means add the opposite. So we're going to do the opposite of each of these, and then just add. So the x squareds cancel, and you get 6x. Okay, and our next step would be to bring down. Make that darker. So we're going to bring down the minus 42. Notice I brought the sign down with it. At that point, we're just going to repeat. So we'll go back to where we divide. Make this a little bit smaller. Okay, but now we're going to do 6x divided by x. And 6x divided by x would simply be 6. Then we go through and multiply again. 6 times x is 6x. And 6 times negative 7 is negative 42. Then the last step is to subtract, or in this case, add the opposite. So we need to get the opposite of each one of those. And when we add, we get 0. So x plus 6 would be your answer. Alright, I went ahead and set this one up for us. Notice again the first expression is our dividend on the inside. The second one is the divisor on the outside. So we start by dividing the first terms. X cubed divided by x is x squared. And then the next step is to multiply. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 5 is minus 5x squared. Next step is to subtract, or add the opposite. So I find the opposite of each. And then we go to add. So those cancel. And we get 9x squared. And by the way, these should always cancel, or you're not on the right track. Right, then we're ready to go back to, or we're ready to bring down. Alright, and then the next step is going to be to bring down. And then we go back and repeat. We start by dividing again. But now we're dividing 9x squared. So 9x squared divided by x would be plus 9x. After you divide, we multiply. 9x times x is 9x squared. 9x times negative 5 is minus 45x. Alright, now we're going to add the opposite, or subtract. So we find the opposite of each. And that becomes minus, that becomes plus. So the first terms cancel. 43, or negative 43 plus 45 is positive 2x. And then we bring down this last term. Notice again the sign comes with it. And then we repeat, go back to the beginning and divide again. Now we're doing 2x divided by x, which is 2. And we multiply. 2 times x minus 5 is 2x minus 10. And then we add the opposite again. So negative, positive, add, we get 0. So your answer is x squared plus 9x plus 2. Okay, synthetic division is just a shortcut way of doing this. To set it up, we're going to take the opposite of this number, which would be negative 6. And we're going to put it in a little box here. Then you're going to go through here and just take the first term, the coefficient of each term. So that would be 2, 16, 21, and negative 18. Now we simply bring down and add. So we bring down the 2, and multiply and add. Then you do 2 times negative 6, which is negative 12. Add, you get 4. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Add, you get negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. And when you add those, you get 0. Now put a box around here because this is our remainder. And since we have no remainder, it's not actually part of our answer. So now we just need to write our answer. If you look up here, the highest exponent is a 3. Go 1 down, you're going to start with a 2. So it would be 2x squared plus 4x minus 3.